School of Imagination Support Strategies, Part 2. The next support strategy that we use at School of Imagination is hand over hand. This is when the educator holds the child's hands or arms and assists them in completing a motor task. For example, completing a puzzle, stringing beads, or movements during songs at circle time. This is an opportunity for the child to feel the motor planning that it takes to actually complete an activity, and it should be faded as soon as possible to just a light support on the elbows or a light touch on the wrists. Another strategy is turning the child around in their chair for one-on-one time with an educator. This technique is used when the child's having a hard time participating in circle time or group learning activities. Sometimes the child is very sensitive, so all of the action that's happening at a table or in circle time is too much for them, so they cannot regulate their bodies. So the idea is turning them around so that they can only see you and turning them away from the circle and giving them a moment to collect themselves. The next support strategy is using a weighted vest, a compression vest, a weighted backpack, weighted lap pads, or weighted blankets. All of these tools give extra sensory input, which is weight or pressure, to help the child remain focused and seated during their learning times. It helps them stay in control of their bodies during playtime as well. Weighted and compression vests are implemented under the guidance of our occupational therapist, but our inclusion coordinator may recommend them and let you know exactly when to put them on. Deep pressure. This technique is used to help children who need extra sensory input to remain focused, attentive, or calm. You can give the child a deep massage on their just under their shoulders and squeeze them very lightly all the way down to their hands. It can also be a big hug, a big bear hug. It can be rolling the child up in a nap mat or in a blanket, anything that gives them extra pressure on their body. If you're not sure how to do this, I would observe another therapist or teacher doing the technique before trying it. Sensory and gross motor breaks. These breaks are used to help children get their wiggles out, organize their bodies, and get ready to learn. The inclusion aid can take the child out for a walk and do bear walks down the hall or bear crawls or wheelbarrows, things that can get their body tired and reorganized. Fidgets or chewies. These items are useful in giving a child something appropriate to fidget with or chew on. They help the child stay seated, focused, and keep their hands to themselves. If you have a child in your class that's putting everything into their mouth, then a chewy might be a great answer for them, that you can replace whatever they're putting in their mouth that's a toy and is inappropriate with something that's a little more appropriate. If you find that this works for the child, definitely consult with the inclusion coordinator and the parents before putting it into the child's daily routine. Restricting movement. This technique is only used if a child's behavior becomes aggressive to the point that they may hurt themselves or others. As soon as a child becomes aggressive, it's best to move them to a place and step away from them, trying not to make eye contact, in a place that's going to keep them safe. And removing a child from learning time. This technique is used if the child is unable to participate in an activity due to dangerous or disruptive behavior. And generally, if it's something that's disrupting the rest of the group, we ask them to take a break with us.